I got some looms in the mail. It is a 4-piece long loom set by D&D. The website, www.sewing.en.alibaba.com. All that information will be in the video description below. Alright, so you get the 4-piece set, tapestry needle, and you do get directions, which it actually shows you how to double knit a scarf. Let's go over individual looms. This is the smallest blue. It has 26 pegs. We have the green. It has 38 pegs. We have the pink. It has 50 pegs. Then we have the yellow one, 62 pegs in inches from anchor peg to anchor peg. This one is about 10.5 inches, your blue one. The green from anchor peg to anchor peg, looking about 14.5. The pink, anchor peg to anchor peg, oops, you are looking at about 18.5. And the yellow, the big one, end to end, you're looking at almost 23 inches long. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick a tip for casting on for the scarf. It's going to tell you to do here. That'll make your cast on edge look really, really nice. So you take whatever yarn you're using, you want to make a slip knot. There we go. That's a slip knot. Put it on either your anchor peg or this peg. Either one doesn't matter. Let me kind of zoom in here. This little string, you'll just put down through the middle and kind of forget that it exists. I'm not going to use the whole loom. I'm just going to use part of the loom and show you how to do this. So your figure 8, you're coming behind the peg, wrap around the front and across, behind and wrap around the front. Okay, so when you get as wide as you'd like it, you push the pegs down, all those stitches down. You have one of two choices. You can, actually 3 choices. My preferences are you can take an alternate, a different color piece of yarn, place over top these first stitches, just so you can keep these separate, and when you're done, you can take a crochet hook and do a crochet chain to have a nice finished cast on edge. Or you can do this. Don't wrap that one again. You go back and you want to wrap the pegs the same way. I'm doing this at an odd angle, so I'm holding onto the peg so I don't drop these stitches. Okay. So see, it almost looks like there's just one, but no, there's 2. And then just kind of hook it on there so it is out of the way. Now, this is kind of weird, but it will really tighten up this whole cast on edge. You want to start at the far end of where your yarn is. Take that bottom loop over the top. Now you want to go over to this side, and you'll notice that this one will pull out real loose. And you pull it up. And you're going to go back and forth. Oh, sorry, pull it up and pull it over. You're going to go back and forth. As you do this, that's tightening up more and more. And that will give your cast on edge a really, actually let me sit this down and do it. That'll give your cast on edge this really nice tight finish to it that you're not going to have to go back later and fix up at all. So I'm going to show you this all the way to your last peg. When you do the last peg, there you go. You take that off. You take this one off. And then you tighten it. Actually, got to figure out which one it is. Okay, there you go. So it's tightened up. And you can push all that down. Want to make sure it's tightened pretty good. So from there, you keep doing your figure 8 stitch every row, and every row you do the exact same as the row before until you come to your cast off. And they have fairly decent cast off directions for you. Now what I just done is just a variant. There are so many different ways you can do your cast ons. That's just one of my personal favorites. Just because if not, you might have like really loopy strings on the end of your cast on. And I know how frustrating it is when you do this project, do a nice project, and then not like the way the cast on or cast off is. See if this will kind of focus in. It's black, so it's not really showing it too well. But where typically there'd be big loops, you kind of have a chain going here. Now, ideally, you would want to use a bulky yarn or 2 strands of worsted weight yarn, which is what this is, to get a nice thick plush scarf. But there you go. I just wanted to kind of go over these looms with you. One nice thing, oh, I can zoom, no, wrong way, I can zoom out now. One nice thing about these looms is the pegs are the same size on each. Now, if you are wondering gauge, let me see here. Here we go. I'm going to level the 8 up in between. So, there you go, if you're wanting to see gauge. Gauge, you measure from the middle of one peg to the middle of the other peg. So it would be, oops, from here to like here. So it's a little over ½ inch. Oh no, from here. This is 1, 2. So 3/4 gauge looks like what that is. Big. So big plus. Alright guys. Information about this product in the video description below. Link to a free pattern that you can use for this loom right here. Also in the video description below. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really hope that it was informative, and thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe.